Good morning, guys. Oh, showtime. Yes. Let's see what's going on.
God.
Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Uncle Ed.
It's been a week.
I have coffee. I am jealous. Who has the donuts? Definitely not us. What are you making today?
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is why we should have went on the laptop.
Can we switch? Go ahead, do your business.
You set up over there.
What are you making today? Uncle Ed says donut.
We make the same exact thing on Saturday. Well, I should say I make the same exact thing every Saturday. We do home fries, and it's like sauteed in onions and green and red peppers, and I do French toast. And we do, oh, here we go again. We're having some technical difficulties. We're switching devices. We also do eggs, and I do like a breakfast burrito to go with that. And we have bacon and OJ and coffee, and it's like a smorgasbord. Can you tell it's been a week for us? Oh God.
A week of no sleep or a lack of sleep.
A week of like blessings. Work has been insanity. Not feeling my greatest on both boards, and lack of sleep, lack of a lot of sleep. So we are just on a struggle bus, like a two-passenger struggle bus. So we will make more seats on the bus if anyone wants to join along. But yeah, it has been a ride this week. There are so many people that I know on my end I have not gotten back to, not had a chance to speak to, not emails I have piling up. It has just been wild. I don't know what is going on. Oh, hold on. He's signing on the other device. That doesn't sound good. Guys, we are...
Hold on. We are such a mess.
Are you there?
I know. Did I remove it? Can you guys hear us? Yo, can you guys hear us?
Oh, my.
Somebody say something. I know there is a...
Okay.
Can you guys hear us?
He said yes loud.
Oh,
okay. Oh my.
Let's move this.
Why not, right? Why shouldn't we have technical difficulties also? Oh my God.
All right, so what were you talking about? I'm sorry.
Everything. We've had a week, and why shouldn't this just add to it?
It happens. Technology, right? Don't depend on
Mega,
it.
don't even hear what you fresh one you.
So speaking of Mega, remember we were talking about last week on our live about New York State inspection? So I started doing a vlog on the Honda. So you guys can be getting a couple of Honda videos. What a pain in the you-know-what.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
That's another issue.
There isn't no issue. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, I can't wait till I go drag that bad boy in to be inspected, and then I have to call you and tell you, guess what, honey?
Nah.
The check engine light came on.
We're going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Better.
You know, it's funny because, you know, in the process of doing the state inspection, I absolutely wanted doing an AC compressor on it. Obviously, it's expensive. It needs a clutch, and I think the clutch was like $15 and 2 snap rings, and you put the pulley out and the new clutch goes on. The reason why I chose not to do a clutch is because that AC compressor is in the worst possible location ever. And if you're in the rust belt, because at the bottom of the engine, those bolts like to snap. So I said, you know what? Let me try and get it out while I can. And then if the clutch ever goes on this compressor, because there'll be anti-seize and all that good stuff on there, then, you know, it'll come out, you know, if I ever need to take it down for maintenance. Oh my God.
Oh my God, you are sweating down your back.
Whew, you hot, baby? You want to take something off?
I told you I don't feel good. It's from your cooking last night. Your dinner did this to me.
You haven't been feeling good all week. Would you like me to take your temperature?
Who's been cooking all week?
Oh, Jesus, Christmas.
Because of Corona, no outside food. So if I ever get sick.
Yes, because I'm clearly raising the cattle in the backyard and slaughtering them myself. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So we'll get back to the check engine light, but we'll talk about the AC compressor.
Oh, Chris, he's got bigger issues than all that, please.
Let me tell you something. The most pain in the ass thing ever. And sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'll YouTube things before I YouTube them. So sometimes I don't look like a complete idiot. There is zero, zip, zilch, any good videos on an AC compressor for a Honda Element, or just basically any Honda in general. I don't, like I said, I don't work on cars all the time at all. Just whatever comes in the driveway, whatever we have. Golly, maybe Uncle Ed, some of you other guys, had to drop the subframe to get to the AC compressor. And the lines are in such a pain in the you-know-what spot, I end up pulling the AC compressor out with the line. Now, when I do stuff like that, if I knew that was the case, I would have rather just gotten a brand new AC line while I'm out there. You know what I mean? And they didn't give me enough O-rings, and I had my O-ring kit at the house. When I go to work tomorrow, you better pray that AC works, or else I'm gonna have a heart attack if there's a leak somewhere for an O-ring.
Don't worry, we'll hear about it. He's the world's worst complainer.
How's your AC? How's your AC? Fantastic.
Yeah, it's not the only thing that does operate appropriately on that thing.
Oh, yeah? What doesn't operate appropriately? Because everything you say about that car.
I've been starting to take a vlog of pictures.
And then when I go to look at it, when I go to work on it,
it's like a child that won't perform when it needs to.
My phone isn't charging. Okay, go in the car, plug my phone in. My phone's charging.
I'm going to start taking pictures of that now, too.
Oh, no problems. Or she has an intermittent check engine light for a high idle.
I don't need you to upgrade that vehicle. I'm starting to realize.
Look at it. No high idle. No nothing. No check engine light. Sorry. So I think she's she's making stuff up. Sorry, I'll say.
I don't need to make stuff up to get a new vehicle. Let's face it. That's going to be all, like, I don't need you for that. Bottom line is, let's face it. If your AC doesn't work on your way to work tomorrow, the world will know. You are, like, you will let everyone know. Just like yesterday when it came to working on it. No, the day before, I apologize. You let the world know, AKA I was the world here.
How are you the world?
Because, like, oh, you would come in as I was working. Oh, must be nice to work in air conditioning.
You know how hot it was?
Would you like...
I am going to die in that driveway because of you.
Would you like me to take my side business and work out there with you in the drive? I will.
You should.
I will. Because you know what? I could...
You should. No temp.
I can do it anywhere.
No nothing.
So.
No.
Oh, Lord.
So I have a check engine light for a rocker arm code on the Honda. I forgot what it is. P0442 or something like that. It's a rocker arm code. Now, I don't know Hondas, so that code was on when we first bought the car. And I'm like, holy walk away, forget it. I'm not going inside the engine. It's not worth it.
I like James. James, unfortunately now, it is no longer, why am I going there? James, it is no longer going to be a $500 car. You're looking at, how much would we have to charge James for this car, this Honda now at this point?
I don't know. Is he talking about your car or his?
No.
Honda's a good car. Honda's a good car.
No. You want the Honda or you want the Nissan, James? What would you like?
Nissan's a good car too. So anyway.
How about I give you both and the Cyclone for a really good price?
So check engine light was on for a rocker arm code. And I just happened to pull over on the side when we were test driving it. I'm like, what the hell is this? Maybe it's a sensor, maybe it's something. They said it was a cool thing called the VTEC solenoid. And it's on the back of the engine. And they said that goes bad if you have the wrong amount of oil, goes bad, or throws a code, or if you don't drive the vehicle, right? Because then the oil, settles and all this stuff. I don't know how this thing works. Not yet. I have to look it up. So anyway, we thought because the car was sitting for 2 weeks when we bought it, we thought, that was the issue. So I started, I looked up a VTEC solenoid from Honda, brand new is $100. I like using OEM sensors. I do not like using aftermarket sensors. They're very problematic. Unless they're in a very easy location, go for it, because you have to swap them out. They're right there compared to something being buried. VTEC solenoids on the back of the engine. It's not the end of the world, but for $100, you know what? We're going to be just fine. And believe it or not, when I was driving it back and forth to work, waiting for the new solenoid to come in, the check engine light came off. And now it's back on. But I think we spoke about, right? We talked about last week when I put the bad gas in. And now that VTEC solenoid code is a hard code and it's on permanently. So we'll be doing that. Hold on.
I agree.
What'd he say?
Uncle Ed said she should be your world.
You know what our world is right now? The dog.
Aw, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, yeah, so it engages 2 pins on the camshaft when the engine hits a certain RPM. You know what? I actually have it. Keep them busy.
Show and tell time, boys. Can you bring up the clicker while you're at it there, Sparky, Spunky?
Stay right there, pal.
So yes, we've had puppy this week, and it's been a really, really good indication on how a baby in this house would be all my responsibility. He would do nothing, absolutely nothing. Just like a garage. He wants a garage, right? I'm down. I get it. I know why he wants it. He can't even keep his sheds clean. It's like we try to do these little trials of things. He can't handle it. He can't. But the dog is adorable. But he's an elder. Like, he needs to be taken out a lot and all that. And I totally get it. Love him. I'm down for it. But a baby? Oh my God. I don't know whose diaper I'd have to change first. The misters or the babies?
That's because you're cooking. You're going to be changing both of ours at the same time.
God. Send help. I have no more flares. Just send help. Did you get the one thing I asked you to get while you were down there?
What clicker? For what?
My laptop.
No, I don't know what clicker you're talking about.
Can't follow simple directions.
Let's see.
Is everybody excited for show and tell?
Well, to understand how something works, you need to fix it.
I
So he says
completely
it
agree.
engages-
Let's show everyone what you have.
He says it I don't know.
Okay.
He says it engages 2 pins. So
Do you want to take it out of the bag?
What
It might be more
protrudes?
clear.
Okay. What protrudes out of this thing to engage 2 pins? Well, that's what I'm thinking. Because I know there's a screen in here that goes bad, and people like to service it and clean it, which I think is stupid. I'm a huge fan of, like I said, if you take something out within reason, put a brand new one in. This is your VTEC solenoid.
Yeah, that's nice and clear now.
So it goes on the back of the engine. There's this screen in here that gets plugged up if you don't change your oil correctly or you use the wrong weight. That'll throw a code. And this gasket goes bad too. So here's the solenoid. But he says that engages 2 pins, which I think is pretty cool. You're just trying to figure out what comes out of this thing that engages 2 pins. So so I don't know, like Honda has, people say it's an ingenious idea and some people actually hate it. Something with the valves to give it more power once it reaches past a certain RPM. Apparently if you get like 4,000 RPMs, the car will take off a lot easier than usual. Something with the valves. I don't know. YouTube has it covered. I'm not going to try and talk about something I don't know. You know, this thing is supposed to haul mowers, snow blowers, and me, and go on road trips to Rhode Island and stuff like that. That's all I really needed to do. But like I said, we have a yearly state inspection, and we cannot pass with the check engine light on at all. You can't even clear the code and go back in there. And
That's not the clicker.
you can't even clear the code because then their computer won't read it and you're screwed. So we got to take care of that. New York is pretty strict. We spoke about
I'm
this.
going to grab the clicker for you.
So,
it'll make your life easier.
It's either electrical oil pressure on the Honda Integra. It has it. Yeah, so from what I understand, every Honda that has VTEC has a VTEC solenoid to some sort of capacity. So I also have a timing cover leak I just discovered. I don't know if I want to try and fix it. Well, I am going to fix it, but I don't know if I should try and fix it before I get a state inspection or just try and send it and see what happens, right? It doesn't leave a puddle on the ground, but oh boy, it's bad. So I know that's considered a seep, not a leak, which we spoke about before, but it's a pretty bad seep for sure.
Excuse me, friends. Mama's got a sweet setup. There we go. Excellent.
That doesn't look like a clicker to me.
This is, sweetheart.
That's
Relax.
a sand.
Relax. Relax. I've got you. And look at, there you go.
Oh, we could type?
Yes, we could type. I've got all the things.
Yeah, so that's going to be consuming a lot of my time. In and out of tie rod ends, rear sway.
What'd you do? Nothing. It probably was just connecting everything.
And I'm putting an air horn in there. That's my reward. Usually when I do a lot of work, I'm trying to reward myself with something. It's going to be an air horn. I was tempted to do headlights because the front bumper has to come off, and I had to do a repair, and I actually didn't have to take the front bumper off. I snaked my way in there. So that rules that out. As far as small engine work, on Instagram.
So you want lights on it and you didn't get the lights?
Yeah.
What do lights cost for it?
I think they're like $80.
Just, you live once. Get the freaking lights if you
I'll
want
be
the lights.
A-okay. I'll be A-okay with that.
But are they like, I've seen lights that you're into. What do these lights do? Are these like a certain color or something? Is that why you like them?
They're dark.
Are they legal?
Yes.
You always have to ask with him because a lot of things are not. That's for sure.
If we had trucks, we wouldn't pass. All right, Uncle Ed, I know we were talking about that your car O2 sensor was no good, but then I also seen when you were doing his video, right? So yesterday was raining. We had like a tropical storm. We're screwed as far as rain comes. So I couldn't do a couple of things that people were asking me to do just with the rain and work and whatnot. So I was catching up on a couple of videos. Uncle Ed, Twisted V-Twin Garage, Roy's the Boy. I have to do Henry Mosen Blowers. Started to watch and then I got distracted. You did that. I was watching your project video because we like getting rid of projects. Less space, less room. And you were pulling the Cub Cadet around and I seen you went past the Chevy and you just seen all the rocker arm rust and rot along the sides. I'm like, oh boy. That should be a good video. Repairing the rust and rot in the rocker arms. I think they make actually replacement patch panels. And you're a better welder than me, seeing what the videos you've gone through. So for me, I would have to be doing a lot of grinding, unless I could dial in my welder. Like I said, I welded that lawnmower deck, nothing but problems. And, you know, I wanted that welder on purpose. I don't need no crazy welder like we have at work. I'm not welding anything thick. I have no intentions of welding anything thick. Because when we try and weld some of the thinner metals, right, floorboards and whatnot, on certain bodies, right? We could adjust our welder all the way down, speed and voltage-wise. We're burning right through it anyway, you know. So we even sent the welder out to be serviced, and we're still, you know, burning through it. So it is what it is. So that small welder that I have, that Lincoln, you know, it works fantastic
Portable.
on snowblowers. Yeah, small, compact. It has a gas feed hookup if I wanted to do it, but for me to carry around a bottle, really not necessary yet. Yet. I did the exhaust on the Saturn with it, snowblowers all day long. And, you know, I've tried doing lawnmowers with it, and I've always struggled. It always burned. But, you know, it is what it is. I did that video, you know, for you guys. And then I also remember we were talking about I watched Musty 1. And Musty welded up a lawnmower. And that thing came out like fantastic. I'm like, what the heck is he doing wrong? That, you know, I'm not. I was just, you seen it. I was burning right through it. My welder welds good. It's the operator, me, who can't weld for. Yeah. So that's kind of like the same situation. So, like I said, at work, I was self-taught. Did a lot of welding at work. Did a lot of fab work at work. But I would take too long to do certain projects. I would over-engineer things, people would say. And they ended up, after a while, they farmed it out. And they do it the way they want it. But, you know, it comes back, and sometimes in a couple of days or a weekend, they'll send it right back out. They don't even think twice. You know, if I welded something and it broke and it came back in a couple days or a week later, forget about it.
Ooh. And just to go back up to the top, James, we were talking about this, I think, on the last time. It was amazing when we heard about the different states and the different regulations, like who has inspections, who doesn't, you know, like what it takes to pass an inspection in other states. It's mind-boggling. Like here in New York, it's like, you know, God forbid you're waiting with your car and you pass wind while you wait for the inspection, they'll fail your car. Scott, I heard the same thing because one of my coworkers knew he had a Honda Element and they're thinking of getting a second, you know, hand one. And they asked how he liked it. And I said, my husband, you know, loves it for the most part. And her husband said that he heard something similar. And you'll never guess what I heard on the rumor mill. Guess what company they're talking about making I guess maybe like a rebirth, possibly in 2023? Saturn. Now, do you think that's rumor, or do you think that, I mean, it is like heavy talk out there again. Now, the only reason that company went was because they were creating vehicles that didn't, you know, they like, right? They stood like the test of time. Like their cars are, you had one yourself. Do you think that'll actually come to fruition?
Saturn's garbage. Saturn's garbage. The older ones like I had and the generation
I mean, they were
before
all
that,
plastic, right? Like,
they were, yeah, but they were phenomenal. I felt like they were America's Honda. And I think GM discontinued them or ruined them on purpose because they couldn't make any money. Parts were cheap, simple to work on. I mean, and like I said, to own and operate one, phenomenal.
Yeah.
The newer ones that came out that replaced them that actually like looked a lot better, those were garbage. Completely ruined and killed the brand.
So it'll be a matter of if it does actually rebirth again, if it's going to be the garbagey crap, or they'll go back to, they probably wouldn't go back to their old design then, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because that engine, you know, time progresses.
But look at something like Kia. Remember when Kia first came out, it was garbage, and then like they made their design better, right?
I don't trust Honda, just like I don't trust Ford. Ford is garbage to me. Ford will always be garbage to me. We could talk about all the crappy vehicles that Ford has had over time. You want to start? Let's start with the Taurus, the Explorer, 2 junk vehicles, okay? And then you want to even get better.
Look at that.
Penske.
Interesting.
Saturn.
Yeah. Okay.
You knew what's up. And then you even go now, Ford even still has more crappy designs. You could talk about the 6.0, diesel, 6.4, diesel, junk. We have an F550 or an F650 at work.
I know people that do 2 mega and they love it. Mm-hmm. They really do.
V10 gas jobs or the V12 gas jobs, garbage, blowing engines. They put them in trucks and they can't move out of its own way. Exhaust manifolds, blown engines at 30,000 miles, garbage for a Ford. Sorry. You know, this is what I work on and what I know. I can't speak of, you know, anything else. I know the PT Cruisers, not PT Cruisers. They're police cruisers, the Crown Vics. Those are very, very solid cars. But who the heck wants to drive in something like that? Not me. Big trunk, not me. Ford can build a truck. Cars, not so much. They can't build anything. I'm sorry. They haven't built anything decent since the 7.3 or the old style Crown Vics. I don't know how reliable the new Tauruses are. Because remember, I was putting up Mandingo. I put up Mandingo for trade, and somebody wanted to trade me a Ford Taurus SHO with a twin turbo on it. It was a retired police car. I said, absolutely not. Heck, I want that.
I took my first road test. Well, I should say my only road test. I passed them the first time. I took my road test.
You have a beautiful truck, by the way.
In a Ford Taurus station wagon. It was a clunker, and it was a piece of beep. When the poor woman got in the passenger seat, the whole molding on the side fell to the ground, and I had to shove it in like the back trunk. Like, it was awful. But yeah, that was like an awful, awful vehicle. The Ford Taurus station wagon. It was terrible. It was terrible.
We spoke about new cars.
Problem after problem with the engine.
We spoke about new cars, but when the garage
this wasn't new.
I know. We've spoken about new cars. Once the garage comes, then she can have whatever the heck she wants, and she could leave me alone.
Oh, I'm not waiting till a garage comes for a new vehicle, sweetheart. That's not happening.
We both have to sign paperwork. I'm not signing anything
until please.
I get a garage.
But on to brighter things.
Because they have been ripping people off for years. Years. That's why. Keep going.
I just think no offense, gentlemen, but I think the day that you all come to some kind of agreement about Ford and Dodge and all this,
we never will.
What are you guys going to have little memes about? I see what you guys, I'm not on Facebook or anything, but I see what you guys post. There's all these memes. Oh, if you like a Ford, you're this. And, you guys have your little memes. Is that what you call them, memes, right? Or Dodge. If you're a Dodge owner, you're this. Like, what are you guys going to do if you all agree on something, It'll take all the fun out of it. But anyhoodle, on to more exciting things. Although this week was madness, absolutely madness in so many different ways, like good, bad, and indifferent, we had something really fantastic happen in the small engine world. We had to say goodbye. Bye-bye to a piece of equipment the other day. Parting is such sweet sorrow. But when you've been hanging around a minute, mama's got to give you the boot. What did you do the other day? You made yourself worthy of staying another couple weeks. What did you sell, love?
I posted on Instagram. Oh, that's right. So if you guys aren't on Instagram, so I try and do a balance of Instagram and YouTube community page. I try and interact with both of everybody, right? It's easier. If you guys remember, depends how far we've traveled back. All right. I had that Craftsman lawnmower with electric start that I had over a year ago that I got for free from a trade-in. Well, it's not free, but I took money off as a trade-in. I think, I took off $25. I sold a lawnmower for $225. He said $200 plus the lawnmower. I said deal. So I basically got that thing for free. And then the not nice person told me that he has the bag and he wants $20 for it. I had to pay $20 for the bag. Anyhow, got the lawnmower running, got the electric start working, and then had it up for $300, which I thought was pretty fair. And that happened. I think I did that video mid-season. So because it was mid-season, I have trouble selling high-tier lawnmowers at mid-season and even towards the end. The spring sprint, anything goes. Mid-season, towards the end of the season, you are doing two things. You are doing breakdown, maintenance / repairs, resells. That means my lawnmower broke. Screw this. I'm not buying a new lawnmower. I'm going to get some used for the rest of the year. Or you have someone who buys a house or whatever, moves, and they need a piece of equipment to service their lawn. Those are the only way you're selling that's the only way you're selling a lawnmower the rest of the season. It's not like the spring sprint where it's absolute madness. Now we're starting to
now people are starting to think about wanting their backpack blowers. They're starting to put themselves in a mental framework of getting ready for early fall. But I must preface, do you know what it's like to have a high-end lawnmower on one of your selling sites? And when people don't want to pay the price that you're looking for over a year, I hate to tell you what this year has been like with the type of offers that I've received. It has been a year of interesting dialogue between customers and the interesting offers they've sent. I am so excited you've sold this.
So anyway, during the spring sprint, due to COVID and everything, I mean, we're always busy, but this was phenomenally beyond busy. So a lot of people wanted to buy that lawnmower, and I actually got it running. Problem was the battery. Put a brand new battery in it. I could not find the charger. I think I sold the charger with a different lawnmower. So I kind of tucked it away to the side. And believe it or not, I did the restyle video on it because I was like, oh, let me get this thing looking proper again because it sat in the backyard. And I brought it to work. And one of the guys at work, I call him Dad. Everybody has nicknames. And you see me working on it. And he was like, what's up with this thing? And I said, I need to, I have to buy a charger for this thing. So he turns around and says, hey, man, listen, I have this harness left over from a truck. You could use this. And I'm like, that saved me a lot of money because guess how much a charger is for this lawnmower? It's around like $50, $60. That's a lot of money to take out of the pie. So, right, so I use a Harbor Freight $5 chicken charger. Absolutely any and every day during the week. If you guys see on other videos, right, there are batteries for these lawnmowers that are very expensive, $30, $50, $60. You could take battery that's very popular on Toro and Lawn Boys, same brand. Okay, they're about 15, 16 bucks, and they sit on the outside of the engine. I think we spoke about that in the video. I was thinking about putting this battery in the front if this battery that I already put in was no good, because that's buried underneath in the back of the engine. You have to drop screws, remove the plastic cover, and the battery is exposed. So you just can't have any trickle charger. You need to run wires, which I did in that video, and I put the plug all the way up top, reconfigured the $8 trickle charger to plug right into that. So that was winner chicken dinner. Put that thing up for sale. Unfortunately, I thought that cloud has, well, that ship has sailed, and I thought we were going to hold on to this lawnmower for another year. At this point, because I'd spent so much time and labor into it, I was thinking about draining the gas after this week and putting it into long-term storage. And if someone says they're going to come get it, I'll pull it out, put gas in it, and sell it. Well, let me tell you, I got an email from Craigslist, and I don't want to sit there and say I screen people or I have a negative demeanor, but
he had suspicions.
Yes.
And I confirmed that it was not something to be worthy of being suspicious. I said, don't doubt the person. And I was right.
Mm-hmm. But knowing what we do and what we do, like we deal with anyone and everyone, which is fantastic. I don't care what language you speak. If you have money, right, we could speak, we could talk all day long. That's the language I speak. But there's a certain group of people that will just waste your time. With the 110%, waste your time, lowball you, get upset when you don't accept the offer, and just drag this out. Right? We've had these people sit in our driveway for a half hour because we said no. And then they thought that we were just going to give in to them and say, hey, you just take the damn thing. Absolutely not. So he actually drove all the way from Queens, about 45 minutes. He came a very, very long way.
You're not going to go home empty-handed.
You need to go back empty-handed and negotiate. So we always spoke about this. If you ever go to buy something, do not tell people you're traveling from afar unless you think it's going to benefit you. But in most part, I don't think it's going to benefit you at all. Because if I'm selling something, listen, you made this effort to come all the way here. You're serious. Okay, you're interested. That means there's nothing local to you that's like what I have. So now we're padding the resume of why you're justified. And my price is nice. That's why you're here. If I was priced ridiculously, you would try and negotiate beforehand or not even bother at all. So this guy drove 45 minutes all the way here, and then he started to do the dance. And I'll be honest with you. He made a very, very good offer at $250. And I says, you know what? I'm going to hold out just because he came from Queens, 45 minutes away to an hour. Nothing else on Craigslist like this lawnmower with the electric start working, fully serviced, ready to go. Okay. And I sold it for $300. So that was that. He asked, would you take $250? I says, you know what? I can't. While he's looking at the lawnmower, he's complimenting it. He gave it the 500-point inspection, tilted over on its side, checking the blade. He wanted to know where the battery was, So very good, very happy, very unexpected. I did not see that coming whatsoever at all.
And that's what you call it's money, honey.
Morning, Mr. Turner. How are you? JC, you need to watch JC Smith project videos. He has same views on sales. See, but I think my views on sales is very, streamlined, very common. You know what? A couple people here do what we do. Let's get them in the chat if they want to talk about their sales or how they go about selling stuff.
And I have to tell you, the Mr. and I differ a little bit in the sense of, like, yesterday, the minute that he was, I guess the best word is a little suspicious of the buyer, I have my ways of screening people. And I knew immediately once I went through a couple of screening processes that I won't be sharing. There's a few ways of screening people to make sure that who you're dealing with is acceptable.
You totally missed a comment.
And so at the end of the day, I did that. It's nothing that's evading any type of personal, confidential piece or anything like that. But, and I'm sure you could figure out what you can do. And I knew right away this guy was legitimate, and he was. Now, at the end of the day, what I personally like to do on someone that I'm a little bit unsure of the transaction, I personally don't like to go into it not having negotiated ahead of time. If I know that there's someone that I get the sense that this is going to be an issue, I, right out the gate before meeting up with them, tell them, this is what I'm asking. This is what I'm expecting. And I don't say to them, like, this is my price. I say to them, okay, great. So we're meeting at 3:00 and don't forget $265. And I tell them what the price is. That's their indication that I told them what to bring. I told them what time we're meeting, and then I'm messaging them the address to meet at. And so therefore that when we get there, there's no song and dance of that we were going to have any other negotiations or discussions about the price. He likes to kind of get there, and maybe it's like a charge you get of having that little dance once you're there. I like to go into it knowing that it's a done deal once I'm there. But we're different that way. So, good morning, Sparky.
Good morning,
How
Sparky. How are you?
Well, I've had a crazy week like you lot have had.
Yeah. Is there something in the water this week? Because everyone I talked to has said, what? WTF?
Yeah.
Right?
We've had 4 days of looking after the dogs, complete nutcases. Today we've had the drainage problem. I've had to do all the waste pipes, clean them all. We've had nearly a flood underneath the sink. It's been chaotic, and then it's just everything today has been gone crazy. So I think there's something in the air this week.
Yeah, it's just and we love watching the little guy, the little fluffy guy, but it's just been like that, but like a million other things at once, and then we haven't been feeling our best this week, and so it's like compounded. It's like when it rains, it pours.
Well, you see on the ceiling, we're trying to get a smart lights put in. 4 electricians, because I'm not allowed to do that one part because it's the landlord's responsibility, have come, give us ridiculous prices, and they're trying to say that it can't be done, and it's like the landlord said it needs to be done this way, and it's like, the thing is, the whole week's been like, it's been weird, it's been like a bipolar week. One moment it's been okay, the next minute it's been crazy. It's just like, never stops.
So when you're saying a smart light, you want to put the light bulb that changes colors and you can tell it to go on and off?
We're going to put a strip light in the middle basically because when she has fits, I want it to flash behind us, because due to the fact is then we can have it on. Mr. Briggs.
Because we have a couple of smart devices. I did Wi-Fi outlets. We have all the Nest stuff. We have the Google stuff. Everything is virtually, plug and play. It wasn't. We didn't have to add anything. If anything, you have to program and set everything up to Wi-Fi and everything into the light.
Not that easy. Anyway, Mr. Briggs, what are you up to?
Freight shaker breakdown. What else?
Oh, blimey.
Oh,
are you in the yard or are you on the road?
No, I'm at the yard.
Don't worry, I'm sending Jason now.
Hey. Even he wouldn't work on this turd.
What do you have, a Detroit in there? It's hard to see. I only saw the intercooler pipe. You have a Detroit in there, or is it a Cummins?
Yeah, that's a DD15.
Yep. We just have a video coming out. We just straight piped our DD15, and oh my God, that thing is loud. What a mistake!
I'm cool down naturally.
That's what broke last night on the road.
Okay, yeah, I see that's a new tensioner, so it's a double belt tensioner. See, they reused the belts.
No, the belt's new too.
Oh, okay, I almost like they reused it. Okay, alternator looks new.
The alternator's new, the tensioner's new, and now I gotta get a new AC clutch because the new AC pump. Because that went bad.
Okay, it happens. It's right there. It's not a hard. You could do it in the yard. It's right there. You're looking right at it, sweetheart.
I know where it is. I drive this pile, and you know what? I know where it's at. Hey, that's all right. Look how the hood's crooked. I mean, this thing's look at even the hood's crooked. Watch what happens when you shut the hood. I'll show you. You're gonna laugh.
Wow.
Hey, check out that.
Yeah, but see, look, you guys put tech screws in the grill. Shouldn't and zip ties. That's why. If you repair it right
check this out.
First time.
Look at the gap here.
What you hit?
I didn't hit nothing. That's my boss. He's an idiot.
Well, that's not the truck. That's you guys.
Hey. Hey, I'm just telling you, he's an idiot.
No, that's a sleeper, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you're coming in the yard, or you were leaving for the day?
No, I'm done. I gotta go do income taxes.
Oh man, you really waited till the last minute, brother.
Hey, when you gotta send him a check for $10,000, you would too.
Oh hell yeah! Actually, you have till July 15th. What are you doing going today?
No, I'm just gonna do them today, but I ain't sending the money until the 15th.
I was gonna say you got time.
Jason, how was the dog, by the way, Chris? How was the dog you were looking at after?
So you know what it is. So the beginning of the week was a little bit tough. I think he was just he has good days and he has bad days. It's like an elder. You know, he has his days where he wants to eat, doesn't want to eat. Yeah. But that was more in the beginning of the week. I found one of his foods that he likes better than another. And we found like a really good pacing of like when to do his meds, when to eat.
Yeah.
It's just a more matter of he's got to constantly use the bathroom. And I think that's because of his medicine, obviously.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, unfortunately, I feel for the little guy, you know, but thank God, you know, I'm working from home. So as often as he needs to go, we're willing to do. It's the middle of the night. Oh, what a sweet boy.
Girl. It ran out of the cage because he sleeps in a cage as a puppy. And it just ran out of the cage. We walked in, let it open. It ran out straight to Joe. Literally tried to topple her. Literally, and it's like crazy. You know what I mean?
Aww.
But it was like 100 miles an hour all the time. I had to settle her down. I had to get things, but she was so balls of laugh since 4 days. And then the other one is really old and can't walk properly. Got disturbed every single minute. So I had to separate him a little bit. So
sorry, Barney. No temperature here.
There's definitely days where he has like a little more trouble walking than others. Like we'll see it. Or just spurts, you know?
Yeah, that's the same as the old one. Yeah.
And then, you know, so he laughed at me, but like it was the middle of the night with the pottying, you know, like I don't know when so he laughed, but I got a camera, a baby camera to watch him at night.
Why not?
You know what?
So
we keep his leash on, so not his leash, his collar, so it has a bell on there. And so if he moves, we could hear him. And that's been our wake up. We'll hear him moving around. We know he has to go to the bathroom. There have been a couple of times, I'd like to admit, more than 3 or 4, probably like 5 or 6, where we don't hear him. And, you know, we wake up and there's a mess. So she got a camera off of Amazon, which I think is amazing. How much was that camera, by the way?
It was like maybe $30, $40, and it's Wi-Fi right to the phone.
And I think it's phenomenal. It's Wi-Fi. It alerts you, it picks up motion. But what I like is that you could adjust the camera. It's a gimbal. Like it's a gimbal. You can adjust it.
We've got one across there for the front door. We just spin it round completely, and so we can see what's going on with the cats. Yeah. We've got when we're away or when we're busy somewhere, we can always keep an eye on these little rats.
So, you know, with the Nest cameras.
And I like that you can talk to the dog through the camera.
Yeah.
Because I saw some of these cameras, they were like $100 and something. It shoots a treat out. I'm like, I don't need all that. I just need to talk to him and see him. But it's been great. There's been no nighttime accidents now that I can. It alerts me when he has to go. So that's been great. It's been great.
Good.
That was actually pretty good because I told her, I'm cheap. I'm like, you know what? I'll just move one of the Nest cameras and I'll bring it into the kitchen. And she's like, well, I don't want to. I'm like, listen, we don't really need them. But then she bought this camera and I'm like, oh, this is not bad. This is something good to have just in general. Maybe we'll do a little video on there.
Then if I want to monitor you,
that's what she said.
I can put it in another room of the house.
You're right, Ken. The small engines. How are you today?
But yeah, it's bad. But he's good. He's good.
Hopefully this week we're going to be a little bit of calmer week. Hopefully, but yeah.
Yeah, we hope so too. We had a lot of rain this week, and usually, like when it rains a lot, people get a little stir crazy and whatnot. So I think that
we had 2 days of rain, 2 or 3 days of rain, and the next minute we had really good sunshine, and then even then we had bad thunder, and it was like, whoa, this has got bipolar weather.
Yeah.
No, it's called dunder, not thunder.
Dunder.
Well, you know what? You're kind of sort of near us, Mr. Briggs. How's the weather by you guys? You guys got rained on? I think we have a hurricane warning for today, which we don't have.
This is what you see is what we got. Of course, we got American thunder too.
I was so mad because usually I like to cut the grass before it rains because when it rains, that's the best watering ever. And I had to work on the Honda instead. That was more important.
There we go, 80. Yeah.
What's this secluded little space? You look like you're in a little log cabin somewhere.
Yeah, that's my little porch. I got 10 by 12. I got wood, tongue and groove wood all over the place.
Oh, I love that.
It looks like one of the Swedish cabins.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got my
I
old,
love it. You look like a hunting cabin. I love it.
Yeah, the Swedish cabins. Where's your hot tub?
No, where's Inga? That's what I want to know.
Well, get the missus a little outfit and role play.
Oh my God.
We all have a little Inga outfit. Come on now. Oh, stop it.
Ken's man cave. Yeah, definitely Ken's man cave.
Stop it. Get all embarrassed. Stop it. We're all grown-ups here.
That's it. Yeah, you wait till your missus comes home, Jason. You know what I mean? With a nurse's uniform. You know what I mean? Bed bath.
Oh, he acts like it's all like, oh, hide his face. But when Mama's got her little Inca outfit on, you're not hiding. That's for sure. Anyway.
Privacy. Is there any privacy in here?
Oh, living with you? No, we don't have any privacy, please. How are you? I see a little scruff coming back.
I'm jealous.
I love it.
Someone cut off my beard.
Hey, the finger's almost back to normal. It looks like a finger now. So.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I call it a 10-foot finger now. From 10 foot, it looks normal.
There was.
It's like the E.T. finger. I love it.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, a good friend of ours too, Scotty Daniel. Sparky knows he cut his the other day with like a hobby knife.
Yeah,
and I guess he didn't want he didn't think it was bad. And 24 hours later, I don't know if it got infected or it was like leaking, right? He goes, I guess he went to the doctor or wherever it was. They use the glue because I guess after 24 hours you can't suture anymore.
Yeah.
So they put the glue on, and he keeps hitting it, and he keeps ripping it open. So
oh my God!
I feel bad for him, but
he's Scotty with all the reptiles, right?
Yeah, with the geckos. Yeah.
Oh,
he was cutting something. He cut right on his finger like this. Put a flap in it. I don't know if he didn't want to go to medical because I guess Sparky, what is it, too far away or something? He didn't want to take the drive or something.
I don't know. I don't know much about that, but all I know is, you've got an accident. Everyone has an accident, but like yesterday, day before, no, what day was it? It was Thursday, wasn't it? The dog got my hand the other day, literally with a paws, scratching the middle of my hand up, absolutely killing.
Oh.
You know, we're talking about safety, right? I forgot to bring this up a while ago. I work on trucks. I don't work on heavy equipment.
Yeah.
I work on the Blue Moon. When I started at my job, I had, call them legends, far beyond our years. They showed me this video. I don't know why it's not going to show, but go on YouTube It's called Shake Hands with Danger. 1980.
Yeah. Oh, I see that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
So
That'll scare you. We say that'll scare you safe.
Yeah. So it's like funny. Every time I think about doing something questionable, I sing that tune in my head. So everybody, do yourself a favor. Some of the skits are ridiculous, but just the whole premise of it, and I thought it was actually interesting to see how other people work. Because I don't work on I'll work on a skid steer. I won't work on some of the stuff they do. But just watch that video, and I guarantee you're gonna get cooked. Shake hands with danger. And you're gonna...
wait. And I thought when you were putting the wedding ring on, you were singing to me.
Oh dear.
Oh my! I still remember my old shop teacher playing videos like that.
Yeah.
My old wood shop teacher would always said, "Margin of safety, all the distance you keep your hand from the blade." He showed us a video of a kid getting with his hair long and got it caught into a drill press and sucked his hair all the way up into the drill press. I'm like, I don't want to see this. This makes me gag.
Yeah.
Well, I did the best one when I was younger. I know this is only youngish. It's about 11 years ago. I was scraping the wall with a scraper, the razor blade scrapers your walls, and I literally slipped and went straight up like that. I only got, like I said, my best mate said, "What are you going to do?" Well, I'm just going to strap it up with a bit of gaffer tape. You'll be fine. Literally. And my best mate said, "You're crazy. You're nuts."
See, well, the guys at work, they like watching safety accident videos, which I think is like mind blowing. I don't like that. But it's funny. One of the guys who really enjoys watching those videos when he was younger, right? A guy, he was doing a tire and he didn't cage it. And he said the tire exploded and he took off his head right off his body. He says he hit the floor. You know, he had to go to the hospital because he gave himself a concussion he passed out from. I'm like, and here you are 30 years later watching this happen on like a daily basis, you know, watching guys go through like balers or equipment, they get spun around and
No, that happened, Jason, a few years ago. There was a 4x4 like tournament and the guy didn't have any nitrogen to air up his tire, so he used oxygen. So when the guy went to go dismount it, it blew up and killed him. It was a bomb. Yeah, you can't use oxygen in a tire. That's why they have nitrogen. It's an inert gas. It won't explode. So,
hey, two liver sandwiches, please.
Liver. Okay. Where the hell do you get that? What is that? Hick burger? What is that?
Burger King.
A liver egg sandwich?
No.
How?
No.
Yes.
No.
Only in Scottstown.
I know Scott lives a little rural more so than us, but oh my. Oh my.
I cut my finger off the first knuckle. Ooh. I mostly cut the tip of my thumb. Okay. So I think that's what Ken had, right? Your tip, right?
You don't believe me, huh?
Mine was the lower deck. It wasn't the lower deck. It just flopped off the tip a little. That's all.
Okay. You're lucky.
Go ahead, Scott. Liver. What do you got? What is he going to show us the receipt?
No, I'll show it Dad the sandwich.
No.
Right there's liver patties. Liver patties right there.
Oh, that's all you, baby. You don't have to share.
No, I've never lost anything. I just have deep cuts and grooves. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, 20 years for me. I've never been hurt, but hey, live and learn. Now I make sure every safety on every deck works before I send it out.
Shake hands with danger.
Yeah, Jason, if you ever stood on a nail when you heel, when you got like go straight through your boots, yes.
That's a hurt.
That's a hurt. Well, ironically, the only bone I broke in my body is my pinky toe. That's it. Never broken any other bone.
You know, it's funny. Mega, you and I have the same thumb cut that I did with the butcher knife. And we've been in the house, 7 years?
Yeah.
And I did it 5 years ago, and I still can't feel my thumb. I still can't feel. Oh, don't start. What did you do?
Anything? What did you do? Oh, there we go.
He's playing with stuff again. Sorry, guys. It's like having a 5-year-old on the chat.
So we have Oh, so when we were talking about fireworks, right? That conversation, the post on the community page is over 300 comments over fireworks. This is how ridiculous it was. And somebody who did fireworks was so stupid enough, I think very foolish. I'm okay with fireworks, but they put all their boxes and everything else just right at the end of the drive. Didn't even bother putting them in garbage bags or nothing. So what do you think these people did? They took pictures of their garbage and they notified the authorities. Oh my God. How foolish. How stupid could you be? On both ends. You shouldn't be turning in your neighbor. And number two, if you're going to do stuff like that, cover it up, just in general.
Well, last year we was at a bonfire place in Sheffield, UK, and the guys who did it, professional people, no problems, but the bin men didn't turn up. Had to clear the fields the day after, and there was a lot of mess. And somebody set out a light, and it was in big trouble. Because we was at the hotel, and the hotel set out it. Mine was non-fucking pocket. No, and what? Dickens. Well, yeah. So yeah, fireworks are not good.
We enjoy them. I mean, the dog doesn't mind. I mean, like I said, this
I don't think
4th of July was
anything.
bad. This past 4th of July.
Feel like Jason them.
Knives, K-N-I-V.
Oh, whoops.
That's okay.
Yeah. The teacher's telling you. The teacher's trying to explain to you how to spell now again.
Well, knife, K-N-I-F-E, and then knives is
plural.
Yeah, whoops.
V-E-S.
Whoops.
Like a loaf of bread and loaves of bread.
Yes.
That's okay. Can I tell the funny story? When the Mr. and I first met, I didn't say anything for probably the first full year, but he used to text me every day in the morning, and he used to say, "Good morning, babe," or "Good morning, whatever." MOURNING.
What?
Oh.
Hello, East Coast.
Counting down the days.
And I was like, that's like when someone like passed away. And he was like, "Oh." And I'm like, "You're a smart guy. It's M-O-R."
Did you have to get adjacent to English thesaurus or what?
In all defense to him, he's big on like he just types and whatever like autocorrect does, he goes.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I use Google auto type when I use a voice.
Oh yeah, and that. Oh, I won't even share. The other day, he voiced something through Siri. Was it? And,
Siri sucks. Oh my God.
He meant to say something naughty, and he thought he was being so funny and naughty. And what Siri said to me was so opposite and like so strange and weird. And he was like, "So yeah, what do you think about that?" And I was like, "Did you read what Siri sent for you?" And he was like, "Oh."
I think somebody at Microsoft hacked Siri and did something.
Oh,
I can't even ask what time is it without getting, I have no dimes. I'm like, what? You can't even ask the question.
Oh my God, you're not sharing. You're not sharing. No.
Well, I won't say what I meant to say.
It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. No.
Okay. So anyway, so after work, she gave me a list of things to do.
I asked him to stop at Dairy Barn.
A list of things.
The honeydew list?
Yes. So I have that radio in my car, and I did it so I could use my phone. So I went to go use Siri on the deck, and it sent her a message that said, "I will edit your anal hair."
Oh.
That's the video of the week.
Wow, what every wife wants to hear on your way home.
But it's amazing.
I didn't say that.
Siri actually does that, doesn't know it's doing it, and it's okay.
Yeah, I didn't say it. Siri did. It's an adult for sure. You can share. It's an adult show you can share. Good morning,
Mega.
How are you?
Mega, if you knew where his mind goes, it's just a dangerous place.
Now you're becoming inappropriate.
Yeah, there's a town called.
He told me I'm inappropriate.
Yeah, there's a town called Bude, Bude, but you shout it through Google, it goes nude.
Oh yeah. No, Siri's a hot mess. She needs to be fired.
But I don't use Siri all the time. Does it take a while for Siri to learn your voice, or like how does that? I'm not.
I've got no idea. I've got an iPhone, but I don't use the Siri setup, so I try and not use it because it doesn't always respond to me.
Yeah, I don't even bother.
Okay.
When I get a new device and it says, "Do you want to set it up?" I bypass it at this point. It's not even worth it.
One of the guys at work uses Siri very, very well.
My second chance.
He texts using Siri. He'll tell Siri to make phone calls for him. I'm like, that's what I want. Excuse me.
So you're saying you're saying Jason's theme song is of all the things I miss the most, I miss my mind the most?
Oh, big bone lick. Oh, boy.
Hey, how'd you guys make out with the storm yesterday?
So we didn't do any storm damage yet, but we're on hurricane watch today.
Yeah.
Thank God no thunder. No thunder. Because of him, it's worse. But like I said last week.
When it first started yesterday, all of a sudden the power went out and then it went back on. But where we live, we're on a hospital grid. So when we bought our house, the guy was like, "You're in luck. You never lose power here." Like we have one of those like generator hookups, like that's what do they call it when it's right to the house?
It's a master switch for the house. We already had the generator.
But knock on wood. But they said everyone that's lived here like for 30, 40 years, they're like, we've never, because it's on the hospital grid and they never will let it go down. So yesterday it went off and it went back up again. So, but like our local electrical company, PSEG, said, be wary, the winds are going to be high. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
No. A lot of rain.
Yeah, where we just look like you get too much. I mean, you're sort of out of it.
Yeah.
You're below me.
Yeah, where we are, we don't have a power problem because we're overhead power to the pole, then to the substation. But anybody up the road, they have a problem powered all the time. Underground power, they have a lot of issues.
Got it. Yeah.
Around here, people hit the phone poles and the wires come down.
Yeah, same thing here. Yeah. Same thing here. Because every morning, because we were talking about how we have a smart home, I don't even check my phone for the weather. I'll just say, "Good morning, Google. What's the weather for today?" And then Google will tell us, what the weather is for today, and we kind of base it off that. So I asked it this morning. It says, scattered showers, and you guys are on a hurricane warning. But we never had a hurricane here, so I don't know.
It was windy yesterday, though. It was really windy.
Okay.
And we got barely the tail end of that. So it wasn't so bad.
Just a lot of rain. I'm not complaining with the rain. I actually enjoyed it.
It's just hard. Like this time of the year is just hard because it's like next week here, they've already have us lined up for like 4 days of thunderstorms, but it's like sporadic. And then we'll get to like the day that there's a thunderstorm. Nope, the weather is good. So it's hard to, like, I know him with monitoring his lawn now and everything. It's hard to plan ahead of time.
We got a new restaurant opening up.
Jason, noticing how anal you are with the lawn, fix the Belgian blocks at the end. The two on the end, they don't look good.
Okay. There's the one, just that one that always comes loose. And
well, you have them mortared in, don't you?
Just the one. Yeah, they're mortared in. They have that bead of mortar, like that circle. Yeah. That's there. I like to I move it.
I figured that would bug the crap out of you every day you walk by it.
You know what bugs me the most? And I have to see if there's a fix or not. If you guys watch my YouTube videos, the weather stripping or the insulation around the garage door on the top is coming off.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if those are caulked on or if those are.
What do you mean? Just the nailer with the rubber flap?
Yeah.
You could buy that at Home Depot. It's a pre-done piece that comes white with the rubber attached to it. You cut 3 pieces and you stick it up. That's it.
Oh, okay, that's easy.
Some of them are stapled on.
Is that the one that comes on like the roll?
No. It's like you're buying a piece of trim. It's made out of like the plastic wood, and it's got the flap of rubber coming out of it about an inch. and you buy it in like 12-foot lengths. You cut 3 pieces, you miter it, you trim it up with like trim nails, and you push it against the garage door so it forms a seal, and then you nail it up. It's just like nailing and trim board.
Oh, you nail it? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't look at the time. I only looked at it from the garage because I got on the ladder and I looked. I didn't see if it was nailed. But I'll go take a double.
Sometimes you can staple it too, depending.
Oh, okay.
You can get online cheaper than that. You can get like a 40-foot roll of it for like $10 online.
Unfortunately,
yeah, but I'm talking the solid stuff, guy. It comes in. It's like a trim board. It's actually like a trim board that's about 1 inch wide, and it's got the rubber in a channel already into it. So you cut it to size, butt it up against the door so it makes a seal, and nail it in, and then you put all 3 pieces.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
The other stuff is on the bottom of the garage door. You could buy that in a roll. The stuff that goes, the extrusion that goes underneath the door.
Yeah, black. Yep.
That I've changed up before too.
Yeah, that makes sense. We can look into that.
I'll YouTube before before I go. But that's
because a lot of people, when they hit the sides of the garage door with their door handles and stuff, they'll rip that rubber piece.
Oh, okay. Yeah, ours is just the top. The thing is just traffic, opening and closing, opening and closing, opening and closing. That's got to be done. That's bothering me most. What happened?
I'll go ahead. He wants to roll over your lawn.
Yeah, so speaking about soft, right? I think what we're going to do is there's an egg test. So everybody likes to throw an egg onto the lawn to see if it doesn't break or not. Obviously, that won't happen. But I think we're going to try and do it off the second floor of the house, see what happens.
I was going to say, it depends how high you go.
Yeah, because we cut.
I think it's going to break.
Yeah, but are you gonna just drop it, or are you gonna throw it out with a trajectory?
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to throw it out because we have the flower.
We have shrubbery
flowers
right underneath, which is then going to change the trajectory and the actual flow of what you're trying to do. So maybe we need a crane.
Just take a pole. Take a pole, put the egg on the end, lift it up, and then turn it and drop it.
Yeah,
straight down.
There we go. These are the things he thinks of in his free time of what he wants to do.
Well, let me ask you this. If it breaks, what are you going to do? Make an omelet? What's the purpose?
Just to see how thick and tall your lawn is.
Okay. All right.
Let me get
the guy next to zoysia grass, and I tell you, you could drop someone your size, Jason, and it ain't going to do anything. The zoysia grass is like a spring.
Yeah, well, isn't it? Zoysia is very short, though, right? Isn't zoysia supposed to be very short?
No. Zoysia, it's thick. It's for Florida. No, but it's so invasive.
Oh, okay. But I'm saying, what's the cut height on zoysia? I thought zoysia was very short.
4 inch. 4 inch.
Oh, 4 inches.
But it's so thick. I could lay down on it, and it still doesn't compress as far as the dirt. That's how thick it is. It's crazy.
But it
doesn't let the sun go through. No weeds.
Isn't that the lawn care nut? Alan Haynes or Terry?
Yeah, down in Florida. Yeah.
In Florida?
Yeah, he's in Florida. He does the zoysia in Bermuda. Yeah.
Oh, well, I think he does St. Augustine or something. Because I know he does short or something. Jason, post it up.
That's what he talks about doesn't apply up here.
Yeah.
He's heavy into that Milorganite stuff.
Yeah. No, Milorganite is good. But like I said, everybody jumped on the Milo bandwagon, which is good. But then they overused it. And then now you got a bunch of YouTubers who have lawn care channels, and they're complaining that they have too much phosphorus. Well, guess what, idiot? Because you threw it down every week because you wanted the green grass. Now you killed your lawn because it has too much phosphorus. Phosphorus will kill your lawn if you have too much. And they're like, I'm not using Milo this year. Well, that's not Milo's fault. That's your fault. So that's fine because like I said, we were talking about this last week. Milo here, because now it's very popular, it's very hard to get. And then now they raise the price. I think my neighbor paid $25-$30 for a bag of Milo.
If all people want to do is, there's another thing. If they want to just make their lawn green, there's another one they could use. It's called ironite. It does the same thing as Milorganite.
Yep, ironite does the same thing. Then there's also liquid aeration that people use. I don't believe in liquid aeration.
Spray paint people use here. Spray paint.
Yes, that's very popular. Now they started doing that in Arizona and stuff like that, where the grass gets dry. That's actually a service you pay for, which is freaking pretty wild, Well,
the fake grass faded, and she just sprayed it.
I'm still learning how to play. Oh, Kentucky Bluegrass is talking about the music. I'm sorry, I'm trying to interact with
So
chat.
wait, your grass is Kentucky.
Ours is Kentucky Tall Fescue 31.
That's different from.
And that takes like 2 years, right, Jay?
Okay.
What was that?
That takes like 2 years to grow, doesn't it?
Well, last year was our first year with it, and then this year, right off the bat, our lawn looks phenomenal. So I would say 2 years, and I've done 3 aeration, overseeding, and thatching treatments. So I don't think next year I don't have to do that. I don't have to.
I use the same stuff.
You use what?
I use the same grass seed you can get at Tractor Supply cheap.
Yeah, well, I have to pay for shipping because they said this stuff won't grow in New York, so they won't sell it here. But you know what?
Sell it at Tractor Supply. A 50-pound bag at Tractor Supply is like $25.
I wish. We pay $100.
That's how
Yeah,
much
what do they
it
call
is
it?
here.
Isn't there a number on it, like 3-1 or something?
Yeah, yep. Kentucky Tall Fescue 31, and I use the white bag because then I think the difference between the white bag and the green bag is the seed is coated, and I don't need the coating. But for us,
I need to come around here because of the birds.
Yeah, we have to pay for shipping. But you know what I'm thinking? You know how you could do free shipping to store? I wonder if Tractor Supply offers that. I think the Tractor Supply is what, out east for us?
It's probably about 25, 30 minutes from here.
I'll drive 25, 30 minutes to save a couple of bucks.
Have you ever seen that grass seed at your Tractor Supply?
No. Because
How long did it take you guys How long did it take you guys just to get the stump jumper land?
So they definitely have different things in different Tractor Supplies. To get to like the one that when we go up to like his property that his parents have, that's like a 2.5 hour ride for us. So that wouldn't be worth it to go there. But if another Tractor Supply could have it shipped to a local one, then there's a 30-minute one from us.
Yeah, you guys have it right here.
Yeah, they do have it online, but does it say?
Usually I don't think of Long Island and Tractor Supply in the same sentence.
Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, so here, Scott, this is how much it cost. $75.99 at Tractor Supply.
That one, yeah.
$74.99.
Near you mean?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're in Binghamton, right?
They have it. I'm in the Horsehead store. The Horsehead store had on sale last week for $25.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but even see, that's better than what I pay getting it shipped here. So I wonder if they could ship it to the store. Yeah, they'll ship it to the store for free. Why didn't I never thought of that? Thank you. You just saved me $25.
Yeah, but it ain't the bag. That bag there is bigger than what you get.
No, I get the 50-pound bag.
No, he gets 50.
Yep.
But like depending. And here's the thing on Amazon, for example. So when he orders it, it depends on when he orders it too. Like right now, it's up to $114.
Yeah.
When he got it, he's paid a little under $100 for it. There was a year that the year before he paid, it was like a little over 50, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But he got it earlier. Depends on Amazon when you get certain items.
Yeah. So it comes out to $81.46.
Yeah.
I'm saving $20. That's not too bad, Medford, we have to go to Medford. Is it worth $20 to go to Medford?
No, you always have to think about your time, too.
Wouldn't you love this in your backyard?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Wouldn't you just love this in your backyard?
That's beautiful.
That's pretty.
Who's that?
A gazebo.
That ain't gazebo.
Where?
This is Mark Twain's study.
Oh, it's enclosed?
That's Mark Twain's study where he wrote Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer, Connecticut Yankee, King Arthur's Court.
Oh, you're okay. I couldn't see before. Oh, wow.
That's the actual study.
Scotty, you're related, aren't you?
Yep.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, that grass seed is $69.99 at my Tractor Supply.
Oh, okay, yeah. So a couple of people buy you. Definitely good stuff. Very durable. Yeah.
That's wow. How neat is that, right? Very cool.
Can't fix any mowers and blowers in there.
Hey, this would be a man cave or a woman cave. I'll put that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice.
There's the actual table he wrote at.
Blimey.
But we had, so James said he put sod down. We were going to do sod in our backyard, and I was going to order sod from Home Depot. And the guy actually talked me out of it, and he said, why don't you just hydro seed? And I hydro seeded in the backyard, and phenomenal. Very, very amazing. Amazing. Very quick results. You have to water it just like grass, but you couldn't believe it. Then I found out that the town does something like that. And the town actually uses a better quality of hydro seed. So if anybody has a town connection, utilize it. Hydro seed is very good too.
What did you use once that you turned green?
Hydro seed. Because
spray it out of the tank.
Yeah, you put the activating, and then if you get a little bit of everything. Yep. But if you could put that, I watched like the videos because I didn't believe it. You could put it on a fence; it'll grow on the fence as long as it can work its way into something. It's phenomenal.
It started growing grass off trees because they sprayed it like on adjacent trees, and the trees look like they had hair on them.
We learned very quickly you need to be methodical on how you lay it out, because all of a sudden he comes in and like his arms, he looked like one of those little guys from the vegetables, the little like Jolly Green Giant.
Well, the little green sprout in his case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me guess, Jason. You use a different lawnmower in your backyard from your front yard.
Yes, of course. I say it all the time because I don't want to cross contaminate. I don't want to cross contaminate.
How big a backyard you got, Jay? You got a pretty good backyard?
It's small. It's small. It's irregular shape.
It's an L.
It's like an L. And we have 2 decks, so that takes up some space. We have a deck off the back sliders, and then we have a deck off the side yard
where the barbecue
is and all of that. So that takes up space too. But yeah, it's an irregular shape. It's like the L shape is on the side of the house, and then the smaller part of the L goes across the back. But it's not too big. The properties here. There aren't very large properties in this particular area, and if you do have large
properties.
Well, let me finish. There are smaller properties here, and if there are larger properties, they were like former farm properties, and either they remained farm properties or they were bought by developers, and they became like like those pre-built houses or developments, and those go for upwards of like 1.5 million and higher, but you're gonna get like an acre of land.
Like the guy who just bought the house,
and you're gonna
2 houses.
And you're gonna pay probably like 35,000 in taxes to live on there. So that's like the difference. So just to get, I don't know, what would you say? Like it's small.
I don't know our property. I don't even know how big our house is.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, you have more house than you have more land. The house is 33,280 square feet, but the actual land is much smaller. But even for the amount of land we have, you'll pay upwards of like 15 to 18,000 in taxes, which I'm dreading when he puts the garage on, because in this town, anything you do, it's a deck, a garage, an extra shed, they're gonna nail you on in this town.
Yep.
They have drones. They have drones in the town. Yeah. So
they're on pool patrol in our area.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too.
Those inflatable pools, those inflatable ones, they want you to spend $10,000 on a fence and all kinds of other stuff. It's a blow up pool. You're gonna get rid of it at the end of the season. Oh no, you gotta have a fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the neighbours that sometimes have the lazy spa, and what they do is they put it outside literally, and they get told you can't put that there because it's a driveway. It's this, it's that. It's you know what I mean? It's their driveway. It's up to them really.
The neighbors, they have an inflatable pool, and they got caught, and the town came and they got busted because they didn't have a lock on their gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they have a gate, they just didn't have a lock on it.
Yeah,
like,
they want you to have an actual lock on the gate.
And
Which
it was
is
like, there's no kids.
Well, how did they get it? How did the town get in their backyard? They just walk in.
Well, drone. They could go back.
Drones. They could see the pool, but then they went to the house.
Yeah, I know.
My town hired a kid just to do drones. That's it. That's all he does all day.
Oh my
But
god!
You know what I do? A buddy of mine did to get over that. He took a tarp, just a regular tarp, and had his son paint the top of the tarp to look like grass, and then put it over the top of his pool. You can't tell.
Yeah, but I guarantee you now with how clear drones are, they could probably detect the tarp. But who are they to tell you if you want to have a tarp over your property? Or like your house looks like a military zone.
Hey, my yard's got a canopy of trees. They'd have to go under the trees. If they did, I'd take out my garden hose and I'd shoot that thing down.
Well, that's what she wants. She wants me to trim a tree, and I'm like, no, we can't trim this tree. We can't trim it. It's there for a reason. Let it go. If it falls and breaks and does damage, we'll figure it out. But it's okay.
Well, the guy in the UK, a plumber, has sunk a bunker in his back garden, and he can literally huge bunker he's built. It's really good how he's done it, and you got soundproofing and all sorts, and he has a shed above it to go into it down below. Fantastic it is. I am a bit tired, but I've just been a long morning. It has.
They call them preppers here in the States. And then they actually used to have a TV show. Remember the TV show on Discovery Channel, Peppers? And they would take like old containers, bury them in the ground, and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Not my cup of tea. I don't fear the end of the world like that.
If I had the land and space, I would sink 5 or 6 containers all in a row and literally have it that way. Oh, cheers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Well, speaking of the world, we are over our hour stream, which is not a bad thing.
I know.
It's an hour and a half.
You are so
biscuit time.
It's good to go. We have 10, 9 o'clock tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Ken at 9. I think Mark, I see his actor. He's up at 7. And then Polar Bear, Uncle Ed, Sunday at 7 as well.
And Nick.
And those of you that are into the UK, like our friend Sparky, what time is Dusty tonight? We got Mick today at 1:30 Eastern time normally. 1:30 Eastern time for Mick, and I think Dusty goes on tomorrow at
about 6:30 UK time. Depends on what she's doing.
Yeah, she comes on before Polar Bear Ed. So if you want to have a fun UK video, Dusty Blonde, real good videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I gotta go drop off my taxes and head to Ohio.
Are you really going?
Oh, you going to the bike show? Take some video.
Yeah,
Take some video.
I'm gonna go to Shelby, Ohio. That's gonna be fun.
Oh my
Scott,
God!
take some video and email me. Ken Small Engines at AOL. I'll post it.
Ohio is never gonna be the same. Oh boy!
Hey,
Scott, how's the baby?
What's that?
How's the little one?
She's all right.
Yeah.
I'll see her next week.
Good. Good.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming by.
I want to see that bike show.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Yes. Try not to win all the things on Mick's show today, Ken.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm allowed one. Hey, I actually sent him my email so I can get my sticker. So I gotta make some stickers. Where do you guys go for stickers? Do you have stickers yet, guys?
No, one of my fans sent me a sticker to be made, and I like it. Remember, I showed it on your stream, but I think it's too long.
Yeah. So we're actually.
I'll bring one home. I still have it.
I was talking with Snobby actually the other day about the diesel guy that's over by them.
Yeah.
And there was someone I was talking to over here in the States, because you have to be really careful with some of these guys who have
trademarks and all.
Well, there's a couple guys over here that have YouTube on their stickers.
Yep.
They don't have the copyright.
YouTube is cracking down on that. If it doesn't
you put the trademark on it, right?
Yeah.
Don't you have to just put the trademark? Yeah.
You have to have the copyright for them on it, and they're starting to crack down on it a bit. So, I want to make sure who we go with is someone who knows to do the right thing. So, but yeah. Don't
worry, Ed. There ain't a border that you guys could close to keep me out. All I have to do is flash my plastic. All I do is say I'm a truck driver going to a terminal. They'll let me in.
Oh boy! Ed, Mark, Sandy, are you sure you want to do this?
All right, guys. Thank you. It's
All right.
always a pleasure. Have
Yeah.
a wonderful
Jason, take care,
weekend.
Jason. Take care, everyone.
All right, guys.
Take care, everyone, and see you in the mix channel tonight sometime. You lot. Have fun.
We'll see you.